113 on my GT score and raised my total ASVAB AFQT by 30 points. And I did that without studying. Service Army, and I'm working on going back into the military, and I wanted to raise my ASVAB score way up. 15 years ago, I took the ASVAB and my AFQT was a 48 and my GT was a 99. Yet here I am today, my AFQT is a 77 and my new GT is a 113, and I did that without studying. So how did I do it? Before I let you know how I did it, if you've never seen my face before, hi, my name is Janae. I make a lot of content centered around fitness, wellness, and self-development, and helping you live your best, healthy, and active life. So if that's something you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video. It lets the algorithm know that this was a good and helpful video. And comment down below and let me know what is some of your best tips and tricks when it came to the ASVAB. How did you study for it? Did you study for it? Did you get the score that you wanted? Let me know in the comments below. So if you haven't already seen my video of how I'm trying to get into the military after having weight loss surgery, I'll go ahead and link it in the cards above. But this was one of the steps that I personally chose to do on my way to try to get back in. Now, I did not have to do my ASVAB over. I could have stuck with my same score and qualify for a different job or stayed with my old job or MOS, which was a 35 mic military intelligence, human intelligence collector, but I did not want to do that. I did not want to do that, so I wanted to qualify for something else. I also have my degree. I have my bachelor's degree. I graduated in 2017, and so I also entertained the idea of going back in as an officer, but for now I am going in enlisted. Either way, I just wanted to raise my GT score. So if you watched the video of me wanting to go back into the military after weight loss surgery, then you already know I have dropped weight several times in the last 13 years, and every time I did drop weight, I thought about going back into the military. With that being said, I always knew I wanted to raise my GT score, especially going through college. Now, the last time I took a formal math class was in 2015 in my freshman year of college, and that's all I took. However, we were stationed at Fort Bragg or Fort Liberty, as my husband is still in the Army, and so they have a class called BSEP that helps people raise their score, and they were letting spouses join that class as well. So I'm pretty sure I've taken it twice before, but I did not do the test. This is actually the material that they give you at the BSEP class, at least the one that was at Fort Bragg several years ago. I actually got this from my best friend because I no longer have my study material. She is now an officer and she used this class to raise her GT score, but we both took that class. I want to say that had to have been 2018 or 2019, so still years ago. Now, I have been working on trying to get into the military since April, so I should have been studying, but I haven't. Then in July, when I actually started my paperwork to get into the military, again, watch that video, this will all make sense over there. I should have started studying for the ASVAB then, but I didn't. I went back home to the East Coast this summer. I saw my best friend, she gave me her study material, and when I came home in August, I should have been studying then, but I didn't. What's wrong with me? So my recruiter hit me up. This was August 23rd. Like, when are we taking this ASVAB? I'm like, we could do it next week. Still haven't studied yet. And so he's like, on Monday, which was the 26th, you can do the PICAT. Now the PICAT is where you can do the ASVAB, the actual ASVAB at your recruiter station. And then you go up to MEPS to do a verification test. And so that's exactly what I did. Now, I should have been studying through that weekend. No. Did I do it? No. You already know the answer. I flipped through this math book probably for an hour and a half on Monday morning. I remember I woke up at 7, started to get ready, opened this book at 7:30, was scrolling on my phone. So was I really studying? No, but I did look through this book, and by 9:30, I was at the recruiter station doing the test. And I'm like, look, whatever happens, happens. I'm just really worried about the math part. Whatever happens, happens. And surprisingly, they have the results right then and there. So another recruiter told me my results, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I see the AFQT, it says 77, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, does that say a GT of 113? Yeah, off of an hour and a half of studying, if you even want to call it that, because what information can you retain in an hour and a half while you're sitting here scrolling on your phone and paying attention to your kids as well? Yeah. So for the PICAT, my recruiter told me that you had 30 days to verify it. If not, you have to take it over. But on the test, it's at 45 days. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to verify it quickly because I know I did not study. And so I'm like, well, whatever information I do have, I want to keep it fresh. Plus, I just took the test. So what were the different sections on the ASVAB? So general science had 15 questions. Arithmetic reason had 15 questions. That's the math. Word knowledge had 15 questions. That was my fastest one. That was just about knowing words, similar words. Then you have paragraph comprehension. That was 10. You have math knowledge. That's 15 questions. And those problems was a lot more harder. Then you have electronics information. That's 15. Automotive information. That was 10. Shop information. That was 10. Mechanical comprehension, that was 15, and assembling objects, that was also 15. Those from electronics down are more of like for specialty jobs, like specific different types of jobs that you can possibly qualify for the military. I just knew that all of the jobs that I wanted to qualify for did not need to have the knowledge, so I did not care at all to even study for this if I was gonna study for it. I knew for sure to raise my GT, I had to be good in both the English and the 2 math sections. Now from my time doing BSEP, I knew that I just needed to focus on the math and the English to raise my GT score. So if that is something that you're working on, that you want to do, focus on that. And if you have a BSEP course at your duty station, take it. Because this booklet literally is what helped me get a higher score. And it's crazy how much information that you can retain over the years. It was like muscle memory for me. When it came down to the math, there was lots of fractions, divisions, decimals, percentage, which was kicking the percentage of fractions was kicking my behind. Simple interest. I mean, stuff that I was like, oh my God. That was part of the arithmetic reasoning section. When I got to the math knowledge section, and I said already that that section was harder, there was a lot of factoring. X squared minus 2x plus 3, stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God. And in the BSEP course, I remember that at the end they went over that, but that information is not in this booklet. I don't know why. And so I literally was just going off of what I remembered from my math class that I took almost 10 years ago. So when I walked out the PICAT, I was not confident at all. Like I knew I raised my score, but I wasn't sure that I got a 110. So when I saw that I got a 113, hallelujah, thank you, Lord. So I did my verification day on September 3rd. I went up to MEPS to actually take the test. On the computer, it's going to tell you that you have 30 questions. You have to do it in 45 minutes. Majority of the questions is gonna be what was on your PICAT. Some would be different or just a variation. And that it was exactly that. Like it had a little bit of things from all of the different sections, but it was mostly, at least my test was mostly actually focused on the reading stuff, like the ELA, the words, a lot of the words, a couple of paragraph comprehension. And then I want to say maybe 10 of the questions, 8 of the questions were math questions. And so knowing that I just took the PICAT and knowing what I had struggled in, you would think that I would have studied for that, because I think you have to score either 10 above or 10 below to keep your score. And it tells you right then and there, you'll either move on to part 2, and part 2 is you take the entire ASVAB, or that's it. And so I did not study again. When it came to September 3rd, I probably cracked this book open for about 30 minutes to refresh again. And my plan was to listen to some videos on YouTube on factoring, but I just did not want to overwhelm myself. So I didn't study. I just was like, whatever. If I have to do the whole test over, then I'll have to do the whole test over. But I made it through the 30 questions in actually 15 minutes instead of the 45 minutes, and I was able to keep my score. Now, would I recommend not studying? No, obviously not, especially if you are someone who really is trying to get in and trying to qualify for good jobs and not just straight up only option is infantry or whatever, unless you want to do that. I would recommend you study. But if all you're focused on is your GT, having a high GT, then I would definitely say focus on your math and your words and reading comprehension when it comes to paragraph. Like, focus on that type of stuff. You don't have to focus on the entire sections of the test. But of course you want your sections to be high, but I didn't study for any of that and all of my scores were high. Speaking of which, let me tell you my line per line scores. So like I said, I raised my original ASVAB score up by almost 30 points. So let's break that down line by line. So for my overall AFQT, I was at a 48. I am now at a 77. For my CL or my clerical, I was at a 99 and now I'm at a 113. For my CO or my combat, I was at a 92, I'm at a 104. For my electronics, I was at a 92, I'm at a 105. For my FA or field artillery, I was at a 93 and now I'm at a 105. For my GM, general maintenance, I was at an 89, now I'm at 100. For my GT, general technical, I was at a 99, now I'm at a 113. For my MM, mechanical maintenance, I was at an 83, now I'm at a 94. For my OF, operators and food, I was at a 90, now I'm at a 101. From my SC or surveillance and communications, I was at a 94, now I'm at a 108. And for my ST, skilled technical, I was at a 95, and now I'm at a 108. So all of my line scores went up, again, just by me focusing on my math and my reading. And I mean, I did not try for all of the other sections, but I wasn't gonna sit there and I wasn't about to do the most. I tried, that's my scores. So I say all that to say, I don't have nothing to help you randomly raise your score like I did without studying. I did that off of the grace of God and retaining the information that I've had over the last 10 years. Now, what I will say is I've been a student since 2015. I've been doing community college and then I went ahead and got my bachelor's. I started working on my master's a few different times. I've done different skilled type of jobs where I got different types of certifications. So I kept reading, I kept being a student. I think I always had a book in front of me. So I definitely, from being fresh out of high school until now, I definitely have overall up my reading comprehension, knowing words skills. It comes with age and just working different jobs and all that stuff. But with math, if you're not working in a job where you're doing math all the time without a calculator, you can lose that information. And like I said, I've only been in contact with math about 3 times in the last 15 years. And so taking this class definitely helped, but again, that was over 5 years ago. Kind of cramming definitely helped, but really did it? I think just me being able to retain the information is what honestly helped me. And so I definitely say study, focus on the math. If you're stronger in your words, focus on your math. Now that I got the score that I wanted, if I wanted to go officer, I could, because I have that 110 GT score. I definitely qualify for a lot more jobs that I am interested in instead of going back to my job as a 35 mic or getting some type of just whatever job. And so we will see what I end up picking, because don't think that I'm trying to get super hooked. I'm definitely not. But that is going to be it for this video. I just wanted to share with you all my retaking my ASVAB experience and why I did it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. You can follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. You'll get the information in the current time. I host a lot of lives over on my TikTok, and I post a lot in my stories on my Instagram, so go ahead and follow me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.